Welcome back to another episode of Gossip Break, the cherry on top of your day. I'm one of your hosts, Becky,
And I'm your other host, Bree.
and we're so excited to be here this week. We hope you are just as excited. We literally say this every week, but there's been a lot of TV lately.
Yeah, it's like there's not too much big pop culture news, but there's a lot of TV. It's like after the award season died, everything else
Yeah.
just went quiet and now it's just the TV shows. But yeah, we get to talk about Atlanta today and Traitors finale finally ended that. So yeah, we're excited to chat about those.
Let's just jump into RHOA season Sweet 16 came back after taking a year off. What did you think?
So I haven't watched Atlanta in a long time, like since the OG time, but I did wanted to try start watching this season just because with all the drama and now we have a gossip break, so it's like I have to watch a TV show for a living.
Yeah. Right, right.
Um, but I don't know, I feel bad saying this, but it was really hard for me to get into. Was it just me? It took me like two, three times to try to finish the episode. I don't know.
Well, first of all, the episode was like an hour and a half long.
Okay, maybe
So
that's why.
yeah, it was a
I was
little
like the
long.
45-minute mark, like, damn,
Yeah.
pausing again.
Like I need to get up. I need a snack break, a stretch break.
My
Yeah.
aura ring was like, you've been sitting a little too long. Stretch your legs.
Oh my gosh, I need to get one of those. It would have told me this week, like, are you okay? Like, are you
No, honestly, it kind of stresses me out sometimes because
right?
I will have literally one drink and then the next morning it's like, your heart rate was up. You slept like shit. I'm like, damn it. Don't tell me this. Now I have anxiety all day.
Yeah, now getting anxiety from being healthy.
And then me and my avoidant attachment, like I'll just be like, I don't see the Aura app. Like I don't like if I'm stressed out, I just won't open it for the week. It's so bad.
No,
Like if I know
that
I'm like drinking for that weekend, I just can't even check it. I gotta protect my peace.
yeah, like we'll start over again next week.
But
Um,
anyways,
yeah, back to that's how like much I don't. Well, okay. So it come to find out it was the lowest viewed premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta ever. And it was in like the 700,000s, which is crazy because I feel like nowadays for Housewives, that's a big number. Like that's like Beverly Hills numbers now, but that
mhm,
just shows you how many people were like Atlanta was the number one show. Everyone was tuned in for Atlanta. And I
yeah,
feel like they did so much fucking promo for this
they
season.
did. Yeah, it's not like people didn't know about it, I guess.
Yeah, it was like every time I would go on Instagram, they would have something and they had the girls doing TikTok sounds and challenges. They were really, really trying to get us to watch it. And I mean, a lot of people still did. 700,000 people is a lot of people to watch something live or the next
Yeah.
day. But it still was just like, mm,
I
I
wasn't
don't
feeling it.
know.
I think Shamia seems like a good anchor because it does seem like
Yeah.
she authentically knows everybody, but I think at least for me, just not having watched in such a long time with the OG girlies, it felt like it almost like not there wasn't a direction. I don't know. I needed something to
Yeah.
ground me. I don't know what. I mean, I know Kenny was there for only a little bit. Cynthia, I think she's a friend of, right? Like
Yeah.
so it's pretty much just like Portia, and she's not really an OG, but I mean, not like you need an OG, but I don't know. It was just I feel like I wasn't really getting like the familiarity or the familiarness
Yeah.
of Atlanta. It felt different to me. It almost I saw somebody
Yeah.
post on social media. It was like what is it called? They like selling
Yeah.
sunsetified it or something. That's kind of the
Yeah.
vibe I was feeling from it.
All these random people, I feel like, which is my problem with Beverly Hills this season is it's so overproduced. Like
Yes.
having Portia stretch and run in the beginning, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what
With
is
the gray
this?
background.
Yeah,
She's
like
the
she's
only
the
thing in
only,
color.
yeah, I was so confused. Like it wasn't that bad. And I'll watch it just to have something on the TV while I take a nap, but
That's
I
basically what it's for. I was watching it while I was working and I was just like
yeah.
trying to get into it, but it was a background show.
Yeah.
And
And
Atlanta has never been a background show.
right, it's always been appointment television. Like I'm sat, I'm watching, I'm locked in, I'm clocked in. And it
Yeah.
just if Portia's not gonna talk about her divorce to this crazy man, I'm not really interested. I love finding out that Shamia is rich as fuck. Like I don't think
Oh my
any
God, I love that house. It's giving Beverly Hills
yeah,
on steroids.
9.
Like, bitch, that's better than half the girls in Beverly Hills houses. You love
Yeah.
to see
So
it.
I see why they're putting her in the center, but
Hmm.
it's just I don't know. The glory days are over. We're never getting Nene back. We're not, I
Yeah.
feel like the glory days of Housewives across the board are over. I've been watching Beverly Hills, boring as fuck, y'all.
I
Like
stopped watching it. I can't get into it anymore.
that's boring. Potomac was okay this season until the reunion. And then
Hmm.
actually Nene Leakes has a new YouTube show called the Nene Leakes Show, which is
Oh,
I
I
think
saw she was like, she was with Carlos King. I just assumed
yeah.
it was his podcast. Like,
No,
is
it's
that her
her
thing?
now.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
her. So it was like an hour-long episode. She had Carlos and she had someone from like an Atlanta blog or something. I only watched the Carlos part so far, and they talked about what happened. Why isn't Housewives what it used to be? And she said everyone's so overproduced.
Hmm.
Tries so hard. And she was like, I just showed up as my authentic, real self. We used to have one camera, one truck, and now it's all the lights, the camera, the action, and it's these random girls in their waffle restaurants. It's just like everyone's just trying way too hard to have a moment. And if you just showed up as yourself and like actually tried to make real friendships with the people and had real fights, then it would be significantly better. Like someone's always trying to do a takedown, and it's just
Yeah.
really upsetting to watch. And I think she also brought up a great point, which I never put together. She was like on Atlanta because Carlos asked her, who do you think in Housewives right now is really doing it? And she was like, nobody. Like, I don't think anyone's like doing what they need to do. And she said that even on Potomac, she was like, there have been so many fights on Potomac. There have actually been like nearly no fights on Atlanta. The only fight there's ever been on Atlanta was when Portia literally dragged Kenya across the floor at the reunion, which was obviously horrible. But that was the first and only fight they've ever had. Like there's never been drinks thrown. Like think about Potomac the
Yeah.
last like 3 seasons. There's been a fight almost every single a drink thrown every single one.
It's
And I was
gotten
like,
bad.
wait, like Nene's so right. She was like, I mean, my words were crazy. Like I will cuss you out. But like
Yeah.
you never see me put my hands on someone, throw a drink, like see me like come out of character, embarrass myself like that. And I was like,
Hmm.
wait, she's so right. I didn't even put that together that people are like, oh, Potomac's so much more prim and proper. The Atlanta girls are too loud, but it's like the only ones that are fighting are Potomac and
I
Jersey.
think it's just the marketing of it as well. For the
Yeah.
people who don't really watch Potomac and where you envision it, it just seems like a more classy
Yeah.
area. Oh, Maryland, Potomac. And the way they presented themselves that first season, that was the worst season of Potomac with Karen and the etiquette and oh my God, gag.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like with Atlanta, you just like have that perception of Atlanta being more fun and a little more
Yeah.
rowdy and it's like the peaches, but it's really they act the opposite. Like they act like the
Yeah.
opposite cultures.
Yeah, they do. When she said that, she was like, "You've never seen me fight on camera." I was like, "Wait."
Yeah. But that's so true about her not really being impressed by anybody. And I think we should have a conversation about it because I mean, we all know like we're avid Housewives fans.
Yeah.
That's probably why we started this podcast. And I have
Yeah.
not been able to get into any Housewives franchises for a long time. It's like
Yeah.
I start them and I can't finish them. I started Beverly
Mhm.
Hills this season. I had hopes for it to be good and I stopped watching. I didn't finish Potomac, but I watched the reunion, but yeah, stopped watching that. Salt Lake City was good, but I just got on too late. That was my bad. But everything
Yeah.
else it's just not good. Jersey was really bad. I stopped watching that.
Yeah.
And it's like these are all the franchises that like I don't Roni I stopped watching. It's like maybe it's a
Oh
me
yeah.
problem, but I think this is like a it
No.
just like when it gets after those first few episodes, it just becomes I don't know what it is. It's like the overproduced filler episodes where it's like they're trying to make it seem like something is happening, but nothing is really happening. And I'm not saying some like a big fight has to happen every episode, but it does feel very overproduced. It's starting to feel fake. I don't really feel like I know their lives truly. Even on
Yeah.
Beverly Hills, I feel like Kyle still hasn't really said what happened with her and Mauricio. And it's like we've been
No, she
talking about it for like 2 seasons, you know? And then even Dorit, it's like it feels a little bit off because now all of a sudden you're telling us all of this shit and being so honest about everything. I I don't know. I'm just like having a hard time with Housewives. And when I think about the peak franchise seasons, like, oh, those were the glory days, the best times of Housewives, they're all the older seasons. I think
yeah.
about Jersey when it was peak Melissa and Teresa, like season 3. Beautiful, beautiful era. I mean,
Yeah.
horrible, but good TV. Or like
Yeah.
Atlanta, like, you know, like those like seasons like 3 to 7, maybe.
Yeah.
Or Beverly Hills, the early seasons with Kim and Kyle there, and you stole my goddamn house. And that was
Yeah.
so dark in that time, especially with what was happening with Taylor. Oh my God. But like Glory Days,
Yeah.
the best of
Real
reality TV,
TV.
real TV, or yeah, same thing with New York, the older seasons. I think it also has to just do with our culture now as well, of everything being so online and
Mm-hmm.
our attention spans are fucked. And I don't know, like what is happening? I just can't get into it.
None of it's really, I just watch it to pacify me. Like it's just like to pass the time and so I could have something to say. But even like I watched a little bit of Southern Charm. I watched a few episodes, never went back. Salt Lake City, watched a few episodes, never went back. I haven't even started Summer. Have you been watching Summer House?
I did start this season, but I haven't watched this week's episode. Usually I would be like, oh, Summer House is on, sitting down watching it as appointment television. Now it's like, oh, I'll save it for the weekend when I have nothing going on. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Bravo in its flop era.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this season of Atlanta continues. I don't really see the new girls really aren't doing it for me at all. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, give them a chance. But they're kind of annoying as fuck and I can't tell any of them apart. So,
The way we haven't talked about anything else about the premiere. Like, that's it.
yeah,
Mia and Portia.
yeah, Shamia, Portia, I'm gonna miss Kenya. And that's the thing.
So I wanted to ask you about the Portia of it all and the Simon because I feel like they're kind of glossing over how big of a deal it
Yes.
was for them to get together in the first place.
Yeah, they're
Did
just
they show
acting
any
like,
of that?
no, she left.
Okay. So
She
she's just like coming
left.
back now and is now divorced. That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, her last season, the reason why she left was because she had a threesome with one of the girls at I think Cynthia's bachelorette party. She had a threesome with one of the friends of who was literally one of the best friends I've ever. Like she was rich as fuck. She was so cool, funny. She was kind of different than the other ladies, but she was like amazing. Seriously, a breath of fresh air. Her Tanya was her name, and Bolo, who's a stripper who's known for having like the biggest ding dong. They had a threesome, and like everyone was gonna let it slide, but Kenya, of course, was like, "We're not. We're talking. You guys want to have a threesome while we're on a cast trip? Like we're talking about it."
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. So then Portia left, and then when she was gone, that's when she got engaged to another one of the friends of ex-husband. Not too much long after they announced their divorce, had these big weddings plural, and then like a year and a half later, maybe she announced her divorce. Then she announced she's getting back on the show. So no one's really talking about the fact that you just and people are like, "Oh, she didn't steal someone's husband." Like, can we address the fact that no, like I don't I'm gonna wait to see what someone says, but I hope someone's like, "Honestly, I don't have much sympathy for you because what did you think was gonna happen? You just up and
Yeah.
stole this man from somebody else. What did you think?" and he's making your life hell. Welcome to the club. I'm sure his ex-wife could have told him
Karma.
you're gonna do this. Yeah, like this is just the consequences of your actions. What did you think was gonna happen? That's all I have to say about the finale. I don't, like I said, I'm really not feeling any of the new girls. I guess I'll watch this week's episode,
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
but I'll
Hopefully it
be
gets better.
watching it like
Hopefully the Kenya of it all will be
but they're
interesting.
trying to cut her out. Like she filmed
Yeah.
confessionals.
Oh, she didn't have any. I
No,
feel like it was just her just in the very beginning.
in the end,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, in the end. But I don't really like that. I want to know how we led up to this point. I want to know what she's thinking. I need to know her thoughts so I can see how we got to this point.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna miss some story because you see in the first episode when they're at Shimia's birthday party, like her and Brittany have like a little bit of a moment, but like, not really. It's just so I guess it just never gets back up from there. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. Well, from one premiere to another finale, what did you think of the Traitors finale?
Oh my goodness. So I did not Dolores winning shock. Ivar winning shock. Dylan and Gabby winning not a shock. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked they split it 4 ways, but they're better than me because
Yeah. So yeah, faithful win. The gang
faithful
wins.
win.
And yeah, okay, so I don't know, like spoilers, maybe if you haven't seen the last season, but
Yeah,
I'm assuming
sorry.
maybe you know the last season if you're listening to this or you don't care. But last season that when the Faithfuls won, it was Chriselle, I think her name is, and CT from the challenge. And they had more people around the circle. They had MJ from Shaw's of Sunset. And
Hmm.
they said that, oh, we didn't know if she was a traitor or not. But it was very obvious that MJ was a faithful. It would have been like them cutting Dolores or Ivar. And they were like, oh, we got to cut her just to make sure. And then it was like just the two challenge people who won. So that really pissed me off. And I was really
Yeah.
hoping that that wasn't going to happen this time. I mean, maybe if they cut Dolores or Ivar, I don't know. Dolores, because like she's such obviously a faithful, but it was kind of annoying, to be honest, that she did get so far being so wrong. And then Ivar is just boring, but I mean, he deserved it, I guess. You know, he had good reads, he made it to the end. Fine. But
Ivar doesn't need the money. I would
yeah.
have cut him off out of that alone. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving away m my what, like almost $10,000 to you because you come from the royal family. You literally don't need a dime. Why are you even here?
Speaking of the money is so atrocious. I'm sorry, but $203,000 split 4 ways. So, okay, each of them get about 50,000, whatever, after taxes. It's probably not even that much. I was watching Wheel of Fortune this week with my grandma, and they literally made more money in one episode of Wheel of Fortune. The guy walked away with $77,000. I was like, just fucking go on Wheel of Fortune. It's one day. Like all
Yeah, that is
the work
crazy.
for 50K pre-taxes. And then I don't know if you've seen all these interviews of Gabby post Traders. She's like, where's my money? I still haven't gotten it. Run me
Yeah,
my check, NBC.
that is crazy because I saw a tweet that was like they have to pay Scottish taxes and US taxes. And they split it 4 ways. So it's like, okay, 50,000 and then after tax maybe $30,000, I think. I feel like after all the fees and then you think about how much they all paid for because I know the Gorleys paid for stylists. They wanted to
For
give
sure.
Scottish chic, and then so once you pay for all of that and the hair and the makeup and then the press tour and your outfits for that, I feel like you're coming home with $5,000, $10,000. Like, you mean to tell me laid in a cot in Scotland for a month for $5,000?
That's what I'm saying. They make them do crazy ass shit. They were flying from the air in the helicopter, just dangling on harnesses. They had bugs crawling all over them. They were
Yeah.
buried alive. And it's like, okay, here's your 5K. Bye.
Yeah, no.
Meanwhile, you could be on Wheel of Fortune guessing some letters and walk away with 77K. Like, I'll go over there, I
Actually,
think.
we need to
We need to
go.
go
We
on
might
Wheel of
need to go
Fortune.
on Wheel of Fortune. I could
I feel
eat.
like it's the most low risk game show for us to
Yeah,
go
it's
on.
so easy. You pick vowels and letters. There's only 26 options. I,
I'm literally watching this guy get the easiest thing. It was changing outfits, and he walked away with 77K. I was like, bro, what are we doing right now? Sign me up for this.
no, yeah.
Pop
Or
culture Jeopardy.
I was just about to say, Brie, we might need to get on Pop Culture Jeopardy.
I was watching, I visited my mom and my grandma this week, so they love to watch their little Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy after dinner.
Yeah.
So we were watching together. And on Jeopardy, literally the only question I knew was a pop culture question. And it was like,
Of
what
course.
is this movie from? And it was a picture of Sebastian Stan dressed as Donald Trump. And I was like, The
The Apprentice.
Apprentice. Every single one of them, silence. It was like, that was The Apprentice with Sebastian Stan. I was like, oh my God, put me in that show. And it's like,
No,
that's literally the only one I knew.
put me in. I actually
Coach.
chew at Jeopardy. Like when my parents watch it, I be knowing a few questions, not just the pop culture ones. Get me on the show. And
I know you
especially
answer
the
like a few questions on Jeopardy, and it's like the ego boost you get.
yeah, like wait, I'm a worldly woman of the world. Like I know things that people don't know. I would come up, I might lose like double Jeopardy and writing down. I would 100% lose, but like I might go home with a cute little 7 to 10K. I'd be okay with that. Like I played
And
like
that's
five
probably more
minutes.
than the Faithfuls one.
Yeah, like that is just. I cannot believe they split it. But
So
I'm
in that
just
way, I see maybe why CT and Chriselle were like, you know what? This is already low enough. We don't need to split it 3 ways. MJ, we think
yeah.
you're a traitor. Sorry.
Yeah, that is
I think that's a good thing of having the in the end the faithfuls were all from different shows because with CT and Chriselle being at the end they had so much history together that they were like, oh, we're not gonna, keep each other. Well, they actually almost got rid of each other. I don't know how they, I don't know, that was a whole mess last season, but yeah, they were like all from different ends, so I feel like nobody had, like, Gabby wouldn't cut Dolores, but then Dylan wouldn't cut Ivar. So it was like, all right, just truce. Let's all
yeah.
get the money. And I was happy with it because I don't know about Dolores, but they did deserve it. Dolores' fucking confessional killed me at the end. You know what? This time I've been thinking and voting with my heart, but I'm going to vote with my brain this time. It's like, oh, really? We're at the finale, Dolores. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Now we're going to vote with
Dolo.
our brain?
She's so
Oh
I
my
would
God, man.
never expected her to win ever.
Never. First housewife win, Dolores Catania.
No, she just secured her spot for being the like
Yeah,
rumors
she's gonna be
confirmed.
center. What are they? Aren't they like blossoms in Jersey? What are
No.
they? Are they meatballs? What are
Yeah,
they?
meatballs. So that's what I'm
Center
gonna call them.
meatball.
Cinder meatball Dolores Catania. Because I will say that is the most enjoyable reunion I've ever watched in my entire life. Like I might put it back on just to hee hee ha ha again.
Yeah, let's chat about the reunion because there was a few parts that. Okay, what did you think about the Bob the drag queen versus Chanel, Ayan, and Dorinda?
Oh, diva versus diva.
Why was I low-key on Bob's side though?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you guys are so annoying. This is why you got voted off. This is also why you guys are not on our TVs anymore. Like the way you
Yes.
are acting right now is exactly why you are not on a show right now.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Because I feel like he was being truthful. He was like, I don't watch the Housewives. I didn't know
Yeah.
who you guys were. And I'm sorry, but like Chanel Ayan is not a super well known, not everybody watches Dubai. It's one of the lowest tier housewives. And I'm saying that in
No
like a
one
way of it's
watched
just low
Dubai.
popularity, okay? So nobody's gonna know. If you don't know Housewives, you're not gonna know Chanel Ayan. Like that's a very
Yeah.
niche person to know in Bravo. Dorinda, maybe. But
But
again, if
even
you don't watch
then,
Housewives, you still
yeah.
might not know. To be honest, the only people I think that you should know if you don't watch Housewives is Nene, LVP because of all the Vegas shit now in the restaurants, and probably Teresa.
Teresa, yeah.
Maybe Bethany Frankel too.
Yeah.
But I
Unless
think
one
that's
of
it.
those four, if you are in the Bravo Housewife universe, you have no idea who they are. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you just don't. It's not, I don't
And it's not mean. If you
know.
don't watch Housewives, and I feel like that's
Yeah,
what he was trying to say. He's like, why are you taking it as a bad thing just because I didn't know who you were? I didn't know who a lot of people here were. They didn't know who I was. Not everybody watches,
yeah.
Drag Race.
Yeah, I didn't know who Gabby Wendy was until I fell in love with her. I'm like, I'm obsessed. I, I
It's
didn't know
so
who
weird
half
to
of the,
think of her on The Bachelor, to be
I
honest.
know.
I didn't watch her season, but I did watch her exit because I remember
Yeah.
it was like a viral moment when they had
No.
broken up with her. Yeah. I was like, she's kind of a queen.
Yeah, can I at least walk you out? She's like, no.
Who would have
Like,
thought being here today?
I know. She's like, well, no, I'm gay. I guess The Bachelor will do that to you, but
Wait, did you hear Andy the segue he said? He said something
yes,
like,
yeah. Okay, thank you. I know exactly who you're about to say.
there was that other traitor who switched, or a faithful who switched sides, talking about Brittany, just like Ivar, Chriselle, Gabby, and who else? Was it Ivar,
Chriselle.
Chriselle, and Gabby?
Yeah, because I was like, wait, I know Chriselle and Gabby switched teams, but like, did he just out Lord Ivar? Like, do we have
I
our
think he
first
said it the
open?
first episode, but I totally forgot.
Oh, I did not get that. I was like, I did not know we had our first openly queer royal family member
What a
in our
diverse group of
presence.
winners. We have a lesbian, a
No.
gay man, a black woman from New Jersey, and Dylan Efron.
And the Nepo brother. Like, we love that. Yeah, that I caught that too. I was like, wait, what? Like that I didn't get I didn't catch that at
Yeah, I feel like
first.
people like were not expecting that. Like, Auntie, what is going on here? It was so funny him hosting the reunion though. It's like, this feels like home. Him knowing Dolores and talking to Tom Sandoval.
Yeah. Yeah, that was seriously one of the best reunions I've ever watched. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think they addressed everything that needed to be addressed. The drama was light, except for the drama with Dorinda, Bob, and I was just so I think I literally paused their part because I was cringing. Because I
I
was
know,
like,
it's like, what are we doing right now?
you want this to be a moment so badly. And Bob the drag queen was like, I'm not changing my mind. I didn't know who you were. You didn't know
It's
who I
because the two
was.
of them are clinging for relevancy. Maybe not relevancy,
Yeah.
but like clinging for that spot back on Bravo so badly. And them getting kicked out early, they didn't get the justice to show their
Yeah.
personality and be like, oh, they should be back on our TV. So I'm sure Dorinda especially was pissed about that. Like, I didn't get a chance to show people that I could be funny again. And because that's Tom Sandoval is loving this right now that he's getting redeemed, which by the way, can we slow the fuck down for a second?
Yeah.
Let's slow down. He was funny on the Traitors. This does not mean he's a good person. I don't want him on my TV all the time again. Like, can I
No.
remind people how heinous he was? He didn't just cheat on Ariana. He was so fucking disgusting. Telling, oh yeah, because when Ariana was like, oh yeah, we didn't really have sex too much because I didn't have that great confidence. He was like, yeah, I was so sexy, you with your shirt on. Like, kill him. Like, why is he on my TV? He said that. So, anyways, yes, he had his little moment, but let's not remember how evil that man could be when he's not getting his flowers. Because at the minute the
Yeah.
attention's not on him, he turns into it's like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why he ever needs to be on my TV again. I don't know why he would be on my TV again. Vanderpump Rules is rebooting itself. The Valley is for people with families and like that phase of their life, and I don't see that for Sandoval at all. So if this is
This
my
could have been his little
last,
runoff with him. Like, I'm glad he got to show maybe he wasn't a completely awful person. But I'm not saying I need him to be like totally redeemable. He's a great person. Let's always put him back on TV. He's a good guy again. Like, let's slow down, Savannah.
yeah,
Speaking of, Ariana did just do an interview recently where she said that she is coming back to host Love Island this summer. And she
like,
also did say that she was never planning on coming back to Vanderpump Rules next season. Like, she didn't care how much money they offered her, what they were going to do. So she doesn't care that it was rebooted. She's like, I wasn't even coming back.
yeah, good for her, honestly.
I'm so excited for Love Island this summer. We have to talk about it.
Oh, we're definitely catching it up. Maybe it won't be a Dallas season anymore because last season it's was literally everyone was from Dallas, and you see them out living in Dallas now. It's so weird.
Last season was so good. I'm kind of worried that I don't know if like how is this
Yeah,
next one going to top it? I can't have too much high expectations, but
yeah.
yeah,
Because it
last
was
season.
unsurprisingly good. Like I didn't watch it because no one fucking watches Love Island USA and Love Island UK this season was so piss poor. I was like, I just am not gonna be a Love Island girl this year. And then it ended up popping the fuck off. So I'm like, fuck, like missed opportunity again. But that was
I
my
never
no.
watched Love Island before, but I was like, I have to support my girl Ariana. So I was literally just watching it just to see. I was like, let me watch one episode. I just want to see her as a host. And then I got hooked on the cast. I feel like
Yeah.
she did such a good job of bringing people in, but then the cast itself was so entertaining that they kept everyone. Like, Serena Cordell, that fight lives in my
No,
head rent free.
iconic. And just for them to get back together, like love wins, y'all. Love will
I
always
love
win.
them together. All of PPG still being with their men. It gives me such happiness.
Yeah.
Love that
Love
for them. Anyway,
wins.
okay, wait. We let's go back to Traitors. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask, what did you think about Brittany betraying Danielle? And so because yeah, we just talked about who won, but Danielle got banished
Duh.
and Brittany got banished.
I mean, what did y'all like, Danielle, what did you expect? I was so happy that Danielle didn't win. Like I want to root for Danielle and like she's an older woman, blah 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 blah, but like she was just doing too much. That's why she won in best performance in a Scottish castle because it was. And I forgot how dramatic she was until they did that little playback of her literally
Yeah.
like dry heaving.
She just did way too much. She made it hard to root for her.
Yeah, like I wanted to root for her, but I couldn't, and I didn't. And I'm not surprised that Brittany turned on her because, like, what do you think this game is about?
I was shocked. I was really not prepared for Brittany to turn on her because it really could have been so easy for her to just like not do it. So I was like, why? I don't know. Why? Um, but then at the same time, like it's just like poetic justice and karma,
Yeah,
especially for Carolyn. Like you wanted to bring in Brittany so damn bad. Okay, there you
yeah.
go.
Carolyn, what do you think of? Okay, when I saw clips of the reunion and Dolores was like, "You must be really proud of yourself. You're number seven on Cameo." I thought that was supposed to be shady, but then when I watched it, she genuinely meant it.
I just think it was such a fun like that's a compliment nowadays. Like, oh my God, you're number seven in the world on Cameo. You're really big. Like, what is this life?
Yeah, that caught me really off guard. I have a soft spot for Carolyn.
Yeah, I
I don't
definitely
know
have a
why.
soft spot for her. But as somebody who does like the gaming shows, I just wish she would have been a little more strategic.
Yeah, she was crashing out.
Yeah, I feel like if she would have just put like an ounce of strategy in her, she would have went all the way to the end.
Yeah, because
She
no
was
one
so
just,
easy to root for. This season was fun and entertaining, but it definitely lacked strategy.
yeah,
The first season was really cool because a traitor won, so it was so cool to see it happen all the way. And she did it so fucking smooth. Like Suri is insane. And also it was really cool because there was real people in it. It wasn't all
hmm
celebrities. It was like half and half. So it was like, oh, I could so do that. But then I think they quickly realized we could have way more people watching the show if we get like all of these different shows and just put them all in one room rather than normal
yeah,
people. And then also the normal people were the ones who got all the way to the end with Suri and, you know, she betrayed them. And they still fucking post about her. Like they cannot get over it. They're like, that backstabber or whatever. She betrayed you on a show called Traitors. Wow, like what a
yeah. Oh
concept.
no,
Like
didn't
that's
see
also
that
like
one coming.
I get why people get annoyed with Danielle. Trust me, I get it because she acts very annoying. But sometimes, like, people are doing the most. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that Danielle betrayed, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, Danielle betrayed someone on a show called Traitors. Shocking. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
why I'm not
sometimes it's
surprised
too
that Brittany
much.
did it. Yeah,
Yeah, like, I want to see people betrayed. What the hell do you think
yeah,
I'm watching this show
yeah.
for?
You think I want everyone to get along? Like, No. Also, quick side note about Ion, her saying that she was like, you voted me off because I'm the funniest person in the house. I literally was like,
She's like, raise your hand if I've ever made you laugh.
and then Bob goes, raise your hand if I've ever made you laugh. Same amount of people raise their hands because you're both funny. Like, what?
But why do you think that you are so much more important than everybody on this cast?
I don't know, Brie. I don't understand her. Also, Robin saying two words the whole reunion. I'd be so pissed if I was some of those people because it's like, damn, I came all the way out here, did hair and makeup, and y'all showed me for 2 minutes.
Didn't get a single word in. Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna say one last thing about the Traitors that I was starting to get a little bit annoyed at is the morality of like the morality police. Ivor being like, good trumps evil every time. The good people deserve to win. And I don't understand what they think this show is. Like, Alan literally just taps you on the shoulder and says, faithful or traitor. That's it. It's not like, oh, I'm an evil person, so I'm going to
yeah.
become a traitor. Like, what are we? And then fucking Dylan getting all irritated at Brittany at the round table, like, fucking A, why are you coming for me so hard? I think you're a traitor now. Like, oh my God. I was like, you little stand up. Like this is a show called The Traitors. Argue back. I don't know why the morality was pissing me off. They were just acting like, "Oh, we're so good because we're faithfuls." You were faithful
It's
by
just like,
chance. Like
yeah.
it's not like because like I am a good person, I am a faithful, and I'm a bad person, I'm a traitor. I don't know. They gotta stop that shit next season because that's so annoying.
Yeah, that was Dylan. We didn't even know who you were before this.
I mean, love him, and I love that the faithfuls won still, but
Yeah.
y'all need to
Like,
stop
you
acting
aren't good
like you
people.
won just because everybody
Yeah.
else was bad and you guys are good.
Mm.
Dolores, you got here literally for being so dumb that they were like, we have to bring her to the end because she'll never find us out. Ivar, you got here because you were literally so boring they forgot about you. And
Yeah.
then Gabby and Dylan, okay, you guys deserve to be here.
Yeah, they played the game. They played the game for sure. So that was Trader season 3
I rate it like a 3.5
out
out
of
of 5.
5 stars. Okay, yeah. My first Traders watch, yeah, I'd say about the same. I think I should have watched the second season. I think that would have made me a little bit more enthusiastic, but I get it, and I would love to see who would you like to see on Traders next
I
season?
think Lindsay Hubbard should have her chance this time. She's
Yeah.
had her baby now, give her chance. Also, because I don't know if she's going to be able to do Summer House. I mean, not saying she can't
Yeah.
just because she has a baby, but it'll obviously look a lot different. So, yeah, I hope she gets that chance. Who else? Maybe somebody not from Bravo?
I would love to see someone from Love is Blind.
Yeah. Yeah, Love is Blind would be cool, or just like a different kind of dating show besides The Bachelor.
Hmm.
Because when they show Wells, I was like, oh, I forgot he was on this season.
Oh, that's where he's from? I didn't even know.
Anyways, yeah. But then they did give us Queen Gabby, so I mean,
Yeah. I would love to see Kenya on Traders. They'd vote her off so fast though, because they know she's a threat. Because she's like really, really smart.
I would
And
be scared of her. Like, I just feel like
that's
the
what I'm
way
saying.
she
They
looks at you, like, I just feel like she looks through your soul when she's looking.
yeah, she's beautiful.
She's
And
like a
she's
siren. I feel like
yeah.
she's like one of those most beautiful women, but like she's
Like
scary
will
inside.
entrance you with her eyes and like
Yes.
turn you into stone or something. She's so
She's the
beautiful.
Medusa.
Yeah, and she really is brilliant. So I think they would if they made her a traitor or even a faithful, they would get her out of there fast because they're like, no, but like we gotta this is the biggest threat by far. But I would love to see her strategize and be really smart and work people and make them laugh and throw shade and stuff like that. So I think that would be a really good addition to Traders, but they might not do it. I think she killed her relationship with NBC Peacock.
But yeah, enough about traders. Let's get into our pop culture stories.
So first, we have some Disney princess controversy. Disney is scaling back on their promotion of the Snow White premiere and movie amid the several controversies they've had. Brie, I personally must say, I forgot about the movie. And then I still started seeing ads for it, and it comes out the end of this month. And I was really shocked because normally I think of the promo that they've put into all these live action
Yeah.
adaptions, and you couldn't even like the Mufasa one that everyone hated. They put so much promo into it. The Little Mermaid last year, Cinderella years ago.
Yeah, Little
Oh,
Mermaid promo went hard.
it was everywhere. It got its own Disney Junior spinoff. They
Yeah.
did so much of it. And then Snow White, like, I swear they just are putting this out because they're like, we spent so much time and money on it. We have to put it out. But if it were up to them, it would not be out. So let me go over some of the controversies.
The first we talked about one of them, which was the
Yes.
dwarfism, with Peter Dinklage had said something about that they need to make sure that they handle the seven dwarfs right.
Yeah. And then they made them CGI,
Yeah.
which I'm sick and tired of in these adaptation movies. And yeah, so the concern was Disney has used computer generated dwarfs in the remake and said it would avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film because Peter Dinklage had come out and said, seven dwarves living in a cave, not a very good representation of the people. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. Like, they just have a physical,
Yeah.
it's not even really a it is a disability, but it's not even like they're live, like they can't do things. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like they live and lead very happy, healthy lives. And so then they turned the dwarves into CGI, and then it was like there's nothing wrong with casting someone with dwarfism as a dwarf if any opportunity. Like they obviously are limited in the amount of roles that they can have, and then you just put seven people out of a job because for
Yeah.
what? Like you just they just didn't want you like they just didn't want to be known as mopey, dopey, and sleepy and like yeah, I could see how that's really offensive.
Hmm.
But then just to make it CGI, it's like that wasn't the complaint. The complaint was maybe let's not make them seem like they have anything more than a physical disability. So that was
Yeah.
controversy number one, and they didn't really fix it. Then number two, casting Rachel Zegler.
Yeah.
People had a problem with that because she's not white, which like shut the fuck like
Yeah, it said that
uh
the character is supposed to be deemed to have skin as white as snow. So why did
like
they cast a Latina?
oh
Yeah,
my gosh, y'all. Like obviously you've never been to like a Broadway show like real theater because in real performance arts they will cast anyone who can get the job done. Like whoever has the essence
exactly.
of the character.
And
Uh
Zegler is talented as fuck.
yes.
I'm so sick of people shitting on her and making fun of her. She's like the person that people always want to target online. She's just like one of those people. And
Yeah.
she's so talented. She's such a great actress. She's such a great singer. And she's really beautiful. I mean, the Bob didn't do anything for her,
No, it
but
didn't.
like outside of that, she's really beautiful. And I just, oh, I hate that this happens. Like honestly, like I we'll keep getting into the controversies, but I it's just frustrating how Disney kind of allows
Yeah.
the racism to happen because they didn't take a stand for Halle Bailey and she was Ariel and getting all of that shit and they didn't say anything with Rachel Zegler as Snow White and it's like you guys could like you guys cast them for a reason. I feel
Yeah.
like the director for The Little Mermaid actually did kind of step up for her. He was like she was the best out of the best. It didn't matter what she looked like. She was the
Yeah.
best Ariel. That's why I cast her. And I feel like they're not really doing that for Snow White. I wish they would kind of like just protect her a little bit more because
Yeah.
it's just this the world we live in. People are gonna be like that, but I feel like they're almost like trying to like, make the press tour small and trying to minimize the publicity that way rather than just being like, "Hey, stop being fucking racist to our lead. She did great. Go see the
Yeah.
movie."
And I think maybe they would have been, and I'm not blaming this on her at all,
Yeah.
but like because even, okay, so another part of the controversy was that she came out and was like, Snow White should be a girl boss. And
Yeah.
there was no what did she say? It's
They do
somewhere.
have her quotes down here. It
Okay,
said,
here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on the original, on her love story with the guy who literally stalks her. Weird, so we didn't do that this time. She was just trying to say how they're just trying to make it not being so much about the romance of it and having Snow White have other stuff. And I definitely see how it came across as girl boss, but I mean, she is right. But
No,
at
she's
the
not
same
wrong.
time, if we're going to remake a movie, why do we have to change the core of it? Either don't, like, why? I don't know. Like, why are we even
Yeah.
remaking this?
Why are we remaking any of these movies? Because they want money.
Yeah.
The OGs honestly are significantly better. No one asked for a because what do you mean live action Lion King?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
not, it's CGI. It's still animated. I'd rather the cartoon, the traditional one. That's the version my kids will be watching. That's the version like my nephew, I'm sure, watches, not this new one where they look like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. Like, I
It's
don't,
literally what they look like. It's
yeah,
so
like, I don't
scary.
know what. Yeah, it's scary to me. Like, Simba, the original OG Simba, Timon and Pumbaa, like, I don't want them to look realistic. I don't want to see a real lion on my TV screen. And then
Yeah.
who the fuck told you guys to make Mufasa? Nobody asked for that.
And then the Lilo and Stitch live action as well. There's been some still, I don't know
Brie.
if it was a trailer that came out, but I've seen some clips or pictures that came out from it. And I have seen online controversy because one, they're saying about Nani that the actress that they cast, I don't know if I don't think she's indigenous or Hawaiian or anything. She might have a tiny bit in her because I think that's what she was trying to claim, but she does look very white passing. And then in the trailer, whatever it is, the pictures that come out, she looks really tan. And they're like, damn, not them spray painting her.
Oh my gosh. No, they definitely played it up a little bit. Like
Yeah.
she,
They played it up a little.
yeah, like she could pass, but there are other actresses that probably could have given Hawaiian Baddie a little bit more because you guys know how I feel about my sis Nani. Like she better be hot in the fucking movie. I'm
I don't
sorry.
think they're making her hot. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say this girl's not hot, but it's not giving baddie.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, why can't we have that? Oh, it's not politically correct. Like, what?
That's exactly what it is. Like, we want a baddie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want a hot tamale.
And
Like,
the
I'm
same with
looking.
Snow White. Like, give her
Yeah,
a baddie bob. Why does she have
yeah.
this fuck ass bob?
No, yeah, I'm looking at these comparisons of Nani the cartoon character and in the movie, and it's not giving. Also, I saw in the live action Lilo and Stitch, remember the alien? So remember Lilo and Stitch turned into the show, like the
Yeah.
animated series, and there were those two aliens, and one of them was
Yes.
like literally a cross-dresser.
He was like queer. Yeah. I loved him.
No, they took that out. So it's like they took it out. They just made him like a random white guy.
No, are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, I saw it this morning. I was like, what the fuck? So either like you
Throw it in the
wanna,
trash.
yeah, either you wanna play to these diversity initiatives or you don't, because it's like, okay, we wanna be politically correct, so we're gonna make the sister not sexy, but then we're also gonna take out the fact that we had like a queer alien that like, gave. It was giving two spirits.
It pisses me off
It wasn't, I don't even want to call that alien trans. Like it wasn't giving trans, it was giving two spirits. It was giving male and female at the same time. Like, is that
100%.
wrong to
No,
say? Like
yeah.
that's like a real thing, and that's I think what they were trying to portray. And now it's just some like white guy.
What's the point of even redoing it? And that's why
Right.
because it's losing the lore, the magical of it all, the fantasy. It's supposed to be a fun little kids movie, there's things that don't make sense in kids movies. Why do we have to make
Yeah.
it so why are all these fun movies have to be so realistic?
I know. It's really sad. And I don't want to see this AI generated Stitch. I might actually watch Lilo and Stitch, like the cartoon and
It's
movie
gonna make me
tonight.
cry.
No,
Anytime
it's
I'm
so
always telling my
sweet.
husband I want to watch Lilo and Stitch, and he's like, "No, it's gonna make me cry. I can't do it." Like he refuses because of her parents in the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, it is really sad. Agent Pleakley.
Pleakley, I just had to look him up
Me
too.
too.
Pleakley was our first they them icon.
No, they really were. And then in the movie, you see me calling them like
Literally, it's they them.
they them. But look in the movie, like look, that's just right.
They ruined Pleakley. Oh my god.
They just made they them him, and it's like, is that not erasure too?
Exactly. You know what? Cancel the remakes of the movies. I'm so sick of it. There's because they don't make them any better. They just make them
No.
realistic. And if I'm watching a little Disney thing, I want it to be a cartoon. I want it to be fantastical, whatever the word is. Like I want it to feel Becky showing me
Giving
a picture of Pleakley with the wig on.
Bob.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
anyways, back to the actual Bob, the Bob of it all.
yeah, the original Bob.
There's also controversies between the two leads, Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, because they have very opposing views right now. With Gal Gadot is literally from Israel, I'm pretty sure, and served in the IDF, and
Yeah,
Zegler is very publicly pro-Palestine. So that's awkward. The two of them being
it's
the leads, like you could tell they hate each other.
yeah, and they're presenting awards together, and it's just so awkward.
When they presented that Oscar award, whatever, like last week or so, I feel like I could tell because I had totally forgotten about the Snow White of it all. You haven't seen it, and I forgot about their feud and everything. And when they walked out in the Oscars together, I could literally feel the energy through the screen. I didn't know if it was just me, but I was like, damn, they don't like each other. The way they were walking like I don't know how to explain it, but just like the energy
Mhm.
of they're separate, like so
Yes.
individual. Rachel was strutting to the front like she was presenting the award herself. Same with Gal Gadot. Like they didn't seem like a unit at all. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not saying they had to hold hands or anything, but it just like you could tell that
I
they
mean, look at Cynthia and Ariana. They're basically like scissoring in front of all of us. And then you have Rachel and Gal Gadot, and they couldn't hate each other more. And it's obvious.
yeah, it's pretty obvious. So there's just, I feel like because of all of those things, I guess they're trying to keep the movie quiet, but it's honestly it does such a disservice because one like yeah they should have listened to the critiques that Peter Dinklage gave them. That should have been such an eye-opening moment for them. Such a critically acclaimed actor who is held up in high regards in this society of Hollywood, whatever, is giving you such great advice from a personal point of view. This is how you should do this movie, and I think it would make more sense, less stereotypes, it would be more enjoyable for everybody. And they basically said like fuck it, we're doing whatever we want anyways. Then they
Yeah.
cast two leads who have no chemistry. And then I mean, yeah, my girl Rachel was being a little cringe. And she already has bad press because people have hated her from being cringe for other things. And like, I'm not denying it. This girl is cringe, but she is so talented.
Yeah.
So I give her a little break for it. But yeah, all of those combined is not making for a good press tour.
No, not at all. They could, barely even knew the movie was coming out. I think they started putting out big commercials last week, like the month of. I'm like, damn, even Lilo and Stitch, we're getting a couple months to the movie, which I hadn't heard anything about Lilo and Stitch until this week. That it
Yeah,
comes out
same.
this May. I thought at least 2026.
I'm looking at all the other live action remakes they've done. They've done a lot
They've
lately.
done
They've done
so many.
Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Dumbo, The Jungle Book.
Oh
Check
yeah,
out all of those. The
me
ones that did the
too.
best were definitely Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid, I would say.
Yeah.
Beauty and the
They,
Beast, I think, is the best remake just because Emma Watson perfectly encapsulated Belle. Like, that's literally who I think of. However, it could have been nice if they had a singer.
yeah.
But I feel like when I envision Belle, like that's who I think
Yeah.
of. And now, to be honest, when I think of Ariel, I think of Halle Bailey.
Oh,
She's
of course.
so good in that. Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
cry, tears. I
I'll
hope she
be
ends up with
ready.
what's his name? The co-star, now that
I
she's not with
know.
DDG anymore. Get your lick back, girl.
Yeah, go be with Prince Eric. What he was worried about the whole
Please.
time.
I was loving their cheating rumors and their press tour. I love those when it's like in the press tour and it's the two leads and they have like, will they, won't they energy. Are they cheating on their partners or not?
I don't even remember who the like is the prince even in Snow White now that Rachel literally was like, I don't need one.
True.
Like,
I
do
don't
we
even
even have a
know.
prince?
They haven't even brought him up at all.
Yeah, poor guy. He was like got the role of a fucking lifetime and no one's talking about him.
Gal Gadot has such a face card though. Like I
I
can't
he's
even.
beautiful.
I used to be obsessed with her because I used to, well, I still do. I love the Fast and the Furious movies up until like five. After that, they did too
Yeah.
much. But I mean, spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it, when she died in Fast and the Furious, oh my God, my heart ripped out of my chest. I thought she was like the most beautiful girl ever. So cool. I wanted to be her so bad. Her and Suki, just hot girls and hot cars. I
Yeah.
loved them. But now it's like, she like seeing some of her stuff, she really isn't the best actress.
No, Wonder
It's kind of
Woman?
cringe.
No, it was
She
pretty.
booked Wonder Woman alone on her face card. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. The
And those
bod.
legs.
Yeah, literally, like the height and the face, that was it, babe, because it definitely wasn't giving actrice. Yeah, there is a prince, a new character created for the film as Snow White's love interest and a rebel wanting to defy the evil queen's monarchy. Oh my gosh, guys, now we're coming for the monarchy now. Like, enough, enough, enough. Seriously? Enough. Like, it's just a movie. I'll be excited for The Princess and the Frog, though. They better not fuck that up.
Let's talk about this last one because I know this story is special to you. Miss
Oh
Wendy
gosh,
Williams.
y'all. I can't even keep up with it, but Wendy Williams is set to appear on The View after passing her psych eval. So, the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of Wendy Williams news because she's obviously trying to get out of her court-ordered conservatorship. Then
Yeah.
her then there was a video this week of paparazzi going to see her in the facility that she's staying in, and she put a note on the window saying, "Help me." So
Yeah, that was crazy.
yeah, that raised a lot of concerns. And then they did end up, ambulance came, escorted her out of the facility. She took a psych eval. She got a 10 out of 10. And now she's supposed to be on The View. I'm sure it'll be up by the time that this episode is out. But the episode of The View was pre-recorded.
Hmm.
So some audience members have spoken to page 6, saying the interview kicked off with Williams, age 60, explaining her hospital visit and the decision to get an independent psych test that she said she passed with flying colors earlier this week. I needed a breath of fresh air. I needed to see the doctor, so that's why I went to the hospital, Williams says. Williams revealed that she was also there to get blood work done for her thyroid condition and made it clear it's my choice to get an independent evaluation on my incapacitation, which I do not have it. How dare they say I have incapacitation? I do not.
So did she not have dementia then? Because wasn't it came out that she had alcohol-induced dementia?
Yeah.
This doesn't seem like a person who has dementia. It's making me think that they just made that up to, I'm not saying she didn't have an alcohol problem. She probably
Yeah.
was deep in her alcoholism, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean she has dementia. I think they used the dementia maybe to get her into the conservatorship, but she is maybe because it just seems like she seems so much healthier now and with it, and it's probably because
Yeah.
she's not drinking. So I mean, I don't know. That's just what I'm assuming. Because, I mean, is that really just the issue? Is it the drinking? Because that's not somebody with dementia.
Yeah, it's all really confusing. I don't know.
Something's going on there.
Something is not right though, for sure. Because
Yeah.
those documentaries came out last year that her family wasn't really a part, like her family didn't approve of it. She didn't approve of it. It was her manager, her random male manager that wanted this documentary that he's obviously making money from. So it's just I seriously don't know what to believe or what's going on. I just hope she gets the care that she needs because obviously she does need help. Like she is 60, she does have physical health issues, and she was battling with alcoholism, and she's just had it really tough the last 10 years. So I don't know. I thoughts and prayers for my girl because I don't know what to believe, who to believe.
I'm glad they took her seriously with the help and
Yeah.
they got her the psych eval test. And the fact that she passed with flying colors, I feel like is a good next step for her to show that I'm not this person that you guys saw like a year or two ago. Because I mean, she looked bad. But then
Yeah, she
also, we had thought she literally had dementia and all of
yeah.
these things. So it's like literally a different person.
Yeah. We could use her hot topics and expertise right now more than ever. We need her calling out the girlies, and I'm sure she needs money because I feel like they took it all
Please
from
come
her.
back, Wendy.
So even if she does an audio only podcast,
Oh my God, literally come out with the podcast. We would listen to it all the time. Like there would be no gossip break without Wendy Williams.
no, seriously, she
We
is our
need
mother.
we need the podcast, Wendy. Please.
Yeah,
We need a
we're
book. We need a
begging.
tell-all book. It's giving Brittany. It's giving free Brittany, free Wendy. Like
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, what's the truth? But the thing is with Britney, it's like, well, I'm worried about Britney still.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
I
not too sure we should have let her off the leash too much. But yeah, because then she goes and marries Sam and he gets on Traitors. Like, yeah, that's fair.
and there's something up with him too.
Yeah.
I don't believe him. The way he was talking on that Vile Files podcast and acting like he didn't know who Britney Spears was. I'm sorry. Everybody in the world knows who fucking Britney Spears is. I don't care if, like, everybody in the world in
Yeah.
that era knew who Britney Spears was, just like everybody knew who Michael Jackson was. Like, we're not
Yep.
talking about a obscure niche housewife, Chanel Ion. We're
Yeah.
talking about Britney Spears, bitch.
Yeah, like that's like someone saying I've never heard of Beyonce. Like you're a liar. You may not be a fan. You might
Exactly.
not get it all. You might not be listening to Cowboy Carter, but you know of her and you know a
Yes.
song.
And
Like
that's why I didn't believe anything else out of his mouth after that. Cause I'm like, I just don't, there's no way you didn't know who Britney Spears was. Like, okay. And I don't know. I feel like maybe he had something to do with it, allegedly, like this conservatorship. They picked him or something for
yeah,
her
something
specifically. Cause it's not adding up.
no, it's not at all. It still doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this The View interview with our girl Wendy.
Yeah.
And I just hope she gets this settled out selfishly because I want a podcast. I would
Yeah,
be
same. I want to listen to her again.
thoroughly entertained. And that was a great thing about Wendy and the great thing about daytime TV is that it comes on every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Came on every single day, 11 o'clock Eastern time. That's like it was peak work from home TV. It literally
Literally peak work from home TV.
I would watch the Wendy Williams show every single day during COVID because I was like, I was doing nothing else except watching Housewives. And like, this is no, seriously, she is the reason why Gossip Break is here today. I
Exactly.
like, I would not, I personally would not be here if it wasn't for Wendy showing up every single day and giving us the hot topics. And then I get on there literally and
Literally Becky on the Wendy Williams show, guys.
I don't know if I've ever told this story.
You
Oh my
haven't. Tell us
God. Oh
really
my
quick.
gosh. I'll give y'all some lore about me really quick. So obviously me and my roommate became obsessed with Wendy Williams at the time. We were in Tampa. It was during COVID. We literally would just hit GBs and watch old Wendy Williams reruns. Like literally all day. He wouldn't even watch Housewives. Like I don't even know why he would sit there and watch it with me, but like that's a real friend. We would just sit there
Yeah.
and cackle and just be high as fuck eating fish sticks all day. And we went to New York for his birthday and we were like, we should totally get tickets to the Wendy Williams show. And we ended up getting picked because it's kind of like a raffle. So I was like, oh, I'm coming to dress for Wendy. And Wendy at this point had already stopped being on the show. She had fill-ins. So I was like, I'm gonna wear colorful, so Wendy coded, my colorful mesh dress and I had like this like cheetah print jacket on, whatever. So the producers were like, "Who wants to play the game?" And I just this is all coming full circle because I just told y'all I'm like a killer at Jeopardy. So I would tear up those pop culture games like guess this baby celebrity, whatever it was. So they were like, who wants to do the games? And I was like, oh my gosh, me. So you audition, I say in quotations, and they just make you say your name and where you're from. So I'd say, hi, I'm Becky, and I'm from Tampa, Florida. So I made it to the second round of auditions and they made me do it. And then the producer came up to me and she was like, hey, we don't want you for the game, but how would you feel if you were eye candy of the day? And I
Okay,
was like,
bitch. Eye candy.
eye candy of the day? Like, this is literally what I was born to do. So yeah, we I went backstage, I got all mic'd up and I was talking to the one of the producers and she was so cool and she also had a PR background. She got her master's in public relations and I was in grad school at the time. So it was just like 10 out of 10 experience and then I got up there and I was so fucking nervous y'all because they were like trying to speed me up. They took too long on the other segments. So what I practiced backstage was not what I had to say on live. I was supposed to say the price where I got it from. And so they were like, if you watch the clip, Bevy Smith literally is like, quickly tell us, like, she literally says, quickly tell us, like, where you got your outfit from, or like, tell us about your outfit. So I say, my colorful mesh dress, cute fall tights, and comfy, cozy boots.
I was just gonna say comfy, cozy boots. That's what I
And like,
remember.
oh, and that has become like my tagline essentially amongst everyone who's seen the videos. Like, like, bitch, why would you say comfy, cozy boots? Like, I don't know. I was nervous.
Comfy, cozy boots. That's literally all I remember from that video.
Yeah,
It's so cute.
like comfy, cozy boots, and they were like these little like
Me
Converse.
pulling it up right now. I'm like, I have to see it.
No, it's iconic. And they gave me a mini diva fan, and I literally scream at the end, and it was so embarrassing. I was so nervous. I'm gonna
You
go
are
watch.
so cute. I'm literally watching it right now. And these comfy, cozy boots, not the combat boots.
Yeah, they were little combat boots. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I can't. I'm
And I did a
obsessed.
little heel kick. Like I honestly was so fucking cute for that. Like
No, that was really cute.
that
And they were
was
comfy, cozy boots.
yeah, like that was such a slay on my part. And they had me in the front row. So that episode, I'm literally like gasping, like doing the
Doing the
ooh,
dramatics.
laughing, doing the thumbs up, thumbs down in the background. It was such a great experience. 10 out of 10. Like I wish Miss Wendy was there. I would have, oh my gosh, I would have probably
Could have died.
passed out. But yeah, it was
What a great experience. I've
no.
always told my husband, I'm like, one of these days you will take me to either Watch What Happens Live Clubhouse
Oh
or a
yeah.
live show of Big Brother. Like I need to see one of them. Either take
Ooh.
me to California or New York, and I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. Watch What Happens Lives would
We should
be
do Watch What Happens Live together. Oh my God, that'd be iconic.
no, they need us behind the bar.
And our comfy, cozy boots behind the bar.
Yes, making espresso martinis as the Gossip Break girls.
Okay, how do we write into Andy?
No, seriously, how did I get that? Because I don't know who those people be like behind the bar ever.
And it's the perfect amount of screen time because you're not having
Yeah,
to sit there and do too much. You kind of just like do your little spiel, you look cute, and then you kind of cheers everybody. I'm
yeah.
down for that.
No, that's I do that anyway. Like,
Andy, sign us up.
so yeah, that is our episode for today. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gossip Break. Y'all know the drill. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Gossip Break. Just search it. You'll find us for sure. And you can listen to us anywhere where podcasts are found. Give us 5 stars because we know you giggled at least once this
Thank
episode.
you for the people who have left recent 5-star reviews. And thank you to everybody else who is on their way to do it now. We love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.